It's kind of cliche, but like focusing on building or creating something or doing, like, I think you go a bit crazy if you're trying to trade and flip in this market. It's very difficult. Some people are profitable, but most people are going to lose money. And for me personally, it's like most of my time is on ZenAcademy, creating content, educational courses and material and videos. And obviously we have a PFP project coming up as well, so working on that and just a lot of exciting building things. And so like I generally recommend anyone in this market to just find what they want to be doing and like invest in yourself. I would say, like, you know, take some courses or learn, do some research and just like try and figure out how to improve yourself.
GM heute mit einer ganz besonderen Folge im Podcast, nämlich der ersten Folge auf Englisch. Das hat natürlich einen Grund, denn ich habe niemand anderen als den einzigartigen Zeneca zu Gast. Also Zeneca-33 ist ja mit über 300.000 Followern auf LinkedIn schon ein absoluter NFT- und Web3-Influencer, ist Berater in dem Bereich, aus meiner Sicht ein absoluter Vordenker und Thought Leader und der diesen Einfluss auch auf eine sehr positive Art und Weise nutzt. Und ja, zu seiner Vergangenheit, also er war professioneller Poker-Player in der Vergangenheit, ist dann Anfang 2021 in den NFT-Space rein, hat dort die ersten Erfahrungen gemacht, auch ein sehr, sehr gutes Gefühl entwickelt, sich sehr intensiv mit beschäftigt, ist Host des Two Bored Ape Podcasts und hat natürlich auch seine eigene Community und seine eigene Fangemeinde aufgebaut. Die Community ist die ZenAcademy, wo wo einfach sehr, sehr viel Wert auf diese Community gelegt wird, dass eben auch Value und Wert dort gegeben wird von ihm und jeder, der drin ist, weiß, wie wertvoll eigentlich und wie toll auch der Umgang in dieser Community ist. Und eine seiner Missionen ist natürlich auch das Thema Education, Bildung. Also da gehen wir auch ein bisschen drauf ein, geben einige Tipps. Was ich an Zeneca, ich bin auch so ein kleiner Fanboy, was ich an Zeneca ganz besonders finde, sind, dass seine Ansichten oft sehr ausgeglichen sind und auch mal einen Schritt zurückgehen und das Ganze aus der Metaperspektive betrachten. Und das ist gerade in diesem schnelllebigen, in diesem emotionalen und chaotischen Markt und Umfeld ja besonders wertvoll. Also ohne viele weitere Vorworte geht es gleich rein in das Interview. Wir sprechen über seine Tipps für den Bärenmarkt, seine Aussicht, seine Perspektive auf das kommende Jahr, auch auf das Thema oder auch über das Thema KI, weil da ja auch gerade sehr, sehr viel Bewegung drin ist und jeder, der ihm auf Twitter oder auf seinen Socials folgt, merkt, dass das auch ein Thema ist, wo er gerade tief reingeht. Und ja, also ich glaube, ein sehr, sehr abwechslungsreiches Interview. Von daher geht's direkt rein und keine Angst, wenn du das Interview nicht auf Englisch hören möchtest, dann schau auf meinem YouTube-Channel vorbei, wo du dann auch deutsche Untertitel zum Interview bekommst. Let's go! Hallo und herzlich willkommen beim NFT und Web3 Insider Podcast. Der Podcast, in dem du erfährst, warum NFTs die Zukunft und nicht nur bunte Bildchen sind, was gerade im NFT-Space so abgeht und wie auch du einsteigen und von den NFTs profitieren kannst. Ich bin Fabian, aka Captain Kazoo, und gemeinsam mit meinen Interviewgästen zeige ich dir, was mit NFTs alles so möglich ist und welche spannenden Menschen und Projekte es da draußen so gibt. Lass uns gemeinsam in diese verrückte Welt eintauchen. Let's go! Welcome back to the NFT and Web3 Insider Podcast. I have the honor today and I'm really looking forward to speaking with the one and only Zeneca.
Hello, I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hey man, so nice to have you on the show. Thank you for coming, and I think we step right in. So I saw you posted a lot of like recommendations, and you're always the voice that keeps all the people in the Web3 space and NFT space kind of sane and not letting them go insane. So what are you doing right now, or what are you maybe, so since we are in the mid of the beer market, what are you doing and what are your probably recommendations for staying healthy and mentally sane in a beer market like that?
So I think trying to focus, it's kind of cliche, but like focusing on building or creating something or doing, like, I think you go a bit crazy if you're trying to trade and flip in this market, it's very difficult. Some people are profitable, but most people are going to lose money. And for me personally, it's like most of my time is on ZenAcademy, creating content, educational courses and material and videos. And obviously we have a PFP project coming up as well, so working on that, and just a lot of exciting building things. And so like I generally recommend anyone in this market to just find what they want to be doing and like invest in yourself. I would say, like, you know, take some courses or learn, do some research, and just like try and figure out how to improve yourself.
Yeah, that makes sense. And also I think the new winners and what happens in a bull market, so the winners there, they are built in the bear market, right? So you see it all the time, that the people that are investing the time and energy, and they kind of going heads down and work on stuff, and when the next hype comes and when more attention comes, then those are the people that profit from it. So
yeah. That's 100% correct.
And you're also currently digging into AI, pretty much. So what is the reason for it, and what do you see there maybe?
I mean, the reason is I started getting very interested a few months ago when we saw DALL-E and Midjourney on all these text to image generators. And I was like, oh wow, this is incredible how quickly they've sort of evolved and where they've come in such a short amount of time. And then OpenAI released ChatGPT, this chatbot AI that you can ask anything to. And it has a really interesting way of responding, and there's just a lot of value and insight that you can sort of generate. And it just sort of started blowing my mind. And so I've been spending a bit more time digging into AI and seeing like what are the other use cases, how are people using it now, how might it be used in the future, and just trying to figure out how to at the end of the day, AI is a tool, and you know, it's something that we humans can use to make our lives easier, just like the internet, email, Photoshop, whatever, Twitter, any social media, YouTube. These are all tools, and AI is another tool, but I think it's very powerful in what it can do. And so I'm trying to dig into it and try and figure out how to use it to enhance my life and be more productive and to help others.
What is your process looking like when you discover like a technology or tool like that and you plan to dig in? Are you just experimenting, or do you have like a kind of really process where you say, okay, this is maybe the first step and then the second, or do you talk to people? What does it look like?
It's mostly experimenting and talking to people, I would say. I'm of the mind that like the best way to learn is by doing, and even with like crypto and NFTs, it was the same. When I was getting in, it was like, all right, how do I buy something? How do I trade? How do I do that? And figuring out how to do that. With AI, it was the same. It was like, all right, everyone's talking about ChatGPT. Let me try it out. How do I use it? And then you ask it questions and you get the responses, and you start to get a feel for what it's capable of and what it's not capable of. And also reading and like looking at what other people are using AI for, getting inspiration from there and trying to see, oh, maybe I can do this or that. And yeah, just really just getting comfortable with the technology.
And losing probably the fear of it, right? So if you, if you're using it, you learn kind of firsthand how to use it, and that is a tool, and that there are also probably fields where it's where we still need humans for, right? And I think this is what many people are afraid of, that it is replacing like everything. But where do you see like the big potential for humans and for human interaction in the future when AI gets more powerful or is more often used than now?
Yes, AI, it can't think like humans. It can regurgitate information, it can process information, but it can't come up with brand new ideas. It can't be originally creative. It can and it can't. It's very interesting. It can take all of humanity's information and process it and come up with something based off of all of that. But I think the creativity of humans is probably where we will continue to thrive, and we'll be able to use AI to automate a lot of the manual processes, and things that maybe we didn't think could be automated can be automated and improved. And I think like the base level of everything is going to increase, and the people that will be able to use AI, it'll be like AI is getting to a point where it can replicate, most jobs at a basic level, like a copywriter or a graphic designer or anyone that is working with numbers or databases, or you can filter, and programmers, coders, lawyers. It's really becoming really powerful, and so it's going to be a case where it's going to cause a lot of disruption, but it's going to free up all this time. Now, no longer do we need to have all of these humans doing all of this work, because it can be replicated by AI. And so now where does all that time and mental energy and effort go? And it's about figuring out what that is. I don't know exactly what that is, but I think creativity will play a big part in it.
That makes absolutely sense. And I think it's a good way to put it, to say that the base level is like raising up for like everything. And I think then also there's a point of, if we are in human interaction, we need some kind of trust. And we see this in the digital and virtual worlds, that trust becomes also in a relationship a point that is really important. And maybe there's also, if I let AI do something, then I probably need some human to check it and to give it that kind of trust perspective. And for me, this is something where also like Web3 plays a role. But I'm curious, where do you see the interaction between AI and the whole NFT and Web3 space?
Yeah, a couple places. You mentioned trust, and that's a big part of it. Obviously, Web3 can create trustless environments where you don't necessarily need to trust someone, you trust the code. I think when it comes to one of the biggest potential risks and dangers of AI is the ability for people to create like fake content, like videos that look very realistic. Like, imagine a video of Trump or Biden or Putin or any world leader coming out and then saying something really, crazy. And it's difficult to know if it's actually them or if it's a fake. And I think as time goes on, and as the ability to create these really convincing fakes improves, we're going to see more and more of it. And then how do you differentiate between what's real and not? So on the one hand, you can look to like, oh, did the official Twitter account tweet it? Did it come from their website? But I think blockchain can really help verify that by like, people can just sign it with an on-chain signature and verify, all right, if this communication is coming from a account that is signed by, President of the United States .eth or whatever it is, then all right, this is an official message. Otherwise, you would be skeptical and say, oh, it's probably not official.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think there is like an intersection which makes so much sense, and there's a lot of potential. What else is, if we now take the ZenAcademy glass ball for the future, what else do you see coming in the next year for the whole space, and which trends are evolving? Where do you think people can dig into what fields are interesting? And when does the bear market end?
Yeah, it's a big question. I'm settling in for like another 6 to 18 months. Who knows? I think it could be quite a bit longer, but you never know. No one knows. But I would not be surprised if, the bear market doesn't end in 2023. I think we're going to see more real-world use cases of crypto and NFTs, and we're beginning to see it as more brands and companies are entering the space, coming with strategies. Starbucks with their Odyssey loyalty reward program, I think, is pretty exciting. And as more companies sort of experiment with the technology, I think that is when slowly Web3 and crypto and NFTs will go more mainstream. And it's going to take time for the infrastructure to improve to where it's really easy and simple for anyone to interact. And currently it's difficult because there's a steep learning curve and there's a lot of risks. And I don't know if 2023 is going to solve this issue, but it will make steps in the right direction. And I think there's just exciting stuff to happen. I think gaming is a pretty big. It's obviously a huge industry, and I think Web3 and blockchain gaming will probably continue to take off. Obviously, Yuga just announced that they hired the CEO of Blizzard Activision, which is a massive acquisition. And I think, gaming will be an interesting thing to watch in 2023 again.
Yeah. So for the brands that might want to enter, so we have now some lighthouse projects with, you mentioned Starbucks, and I mean Nike and Adidas are into the space, and the luxury goods, it's like all over the place, especially in the metaverse. And now Porsche is as well stepping into it. So, but for a brand that want to start experimenting or to start like diving into the space or tipping the toe in, what would you recommend? Would you recommend like taking the existing customer base and target groups and address somehow kind of Web3 products like Starbucks is doing? And I mean, they're doing it on a great way. They don't mention the words NFT and then blockchain. This is just the underlying technology, and then it's about the product and the loyalty program. And Porsche, I think it's kind of taking a way where they address the Web3 space already, but also trying to take their communities in. And then there would be an approach where you just target the Web3 and NFT people. What would you do from those three ways?
Yeah, it obviously varies depending on the brand, but generally speaking, I would be looking at ways for them to take their existing audience and use the technology to enhance their experience. Because the reality is that like today, there's just not that many people into NFTs. There's maybe 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 at most. And a lot of these brands have millions, tens of millions. Like Starbucks, their loyalty reward has, I think, 25 to 35 million people are part of it worldwide. Even some of the smaller brands have like 1 million, users, customers around the world. And it'll be a lot more impactful trying to think about how you can incorporate the technology and enhance those experiences. And I think there's a lot you can do. You can reward customers in different ways. You can increase loyalty. You can engage with them in more meaningful ways. You can have fun. There are new dynamics that you can play with. And I think it'll be a learning experience. And I don't recommend brands go from like just, hey, what's an NFT, to trying to launch a project in 3 months or even 6 months. I would say take the time to really understand and put together a strategy, like multi-year strategy, to think about how you're going to incorporate this technology into your business and how it's going to benefit your bottom line and, help your customers and improve your product and services and all of that. So, generally wouldn't suggest entering the space just to try and target the NFT crypto market because it is so small, but think about how the technology can be used to improve whatever you have going on.
Yeah, and I think it's a journey, so you don't have to figure it out right from 100%. The beginning. And I think a good example, ZenAcademy is a perfect example for that. You started as well with the letters or you had the free membership in the Discord in the beginning, and then you had the first NFT drop, and now there's like this whole new world which is opening up, and then there's the transformation also. You can and you do it at ZenAcademy. You can burn the old and the Genesis NFTs and give more value and drop new NFTs and make it a fun experience as well. So I think this is also important to know for brands or for people that want to enter the space on a professional basis, that it can be a journey and you can take
100%. You can being adaptable. Yeah, absolutely.
So speaking of, what are the next steps for ZenAcademy? There's like a lot happening there, and
there's a lot. So the next steps, we have two things within the next month. One is we want to airdrop to everyone that burned one of their original letters a soulbound remnant of that, just so they have it again in their wallet. And there's nothing, no utility. They're going to be, you can't sell them. It's just like a nice little perk. And then in January, we hope to release student IDs, which are our free NFT tier that will be, again, soul-bound, unlimited in supply, and anyone can claim one and just like become a student of ZenAcademy. And the idea is just to really make it so that it's easier for people to join and be like part of the community without having to pay 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 ETH or for a Genesis or a chest or like, I don't know, 8, 10 ETH for a 333 club pass. We really just want to make it more accessible. And I think there's some fun stuff we can do with those. And then after that, it's the PFP that we're working on. And yeah, a lot of exciting things.
So like everyone is saying, kind of the PFP time is over. What are your thoughts? Why did you like starting to go now in this direction and bring out this PFP?
Yeah, no, I mean I totally agree. Actually, I think the realistically we only need like 5 PFP projects. There aren't enough people to need 1 million or however many we have. And so like when we launched ZenAcademy a year ago, I intentionally didn't do a PFP because I said there's already enough. We don't need another one in the market. But now that we've been around for a year, we have a community and we've already got the community. And I think that's the difference. Where now a PFP will allow people to have fun and be rewarded with some nice art and a collectible and be able to represent the community on social media if they choose to identify with the community, to find other community members. And it's really just a way to strengthen the existing community and have fun and bridge us into the future.
Yeah, cool. And really looking forward to it. So this is tier 2 then, right? So you probably have the free access, which is a soulbound token and the student ID.
Yeah. And
then you have the PFP where you probably get more access and to more channels, to raffles, to more stuff and value. And then you have the third tier, which is the 333, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. So for people that want to join now and use the opportunity, I mean, we of course put all the links in the show notes, but right now, if you want to have a PFP, you have to buy the chest, right?
Buy a chest. Or you can buy the original ZenAcademy Genesis token and then burn that and get a chest. But basically, for the PFP, you'll need a chest. And you'll be able to open that in Q1 2023 is what we're aiming for, so the next few months.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a great experience.
Me too, I can't wait to share. Yeah.
Oh, so awesome. What else is planned? So do you plan having like more events, real life events, some stuff like that?
Eventually, yeah, we would love to do like a Zen retreat somewhere in the world where it's so we want to attend other events and have like meetups, but I want to run our own event at some point, probably 2024 if I'm being realistic. But I go to a lot of conferences, or I've been to a bunch, and they're different, but they're kind of the same, where they're like in large cities generally. They're in New York, LA, Miami, London, etc. And they're big events with a lot of people and a lot of partying, and I want to do something that's a little more like calm, relaxed, zen, in nature, with workshops and talks and meditation and yoga and like all that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of thing that I want to build probably in 2024.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it.
You have to announce the dates so everyone can block.
Yeah, we got to find the location first. We're thinking maybe Bali, but maybe somewhere in America as well. One of the two, or maybe even like Portugal. There's a lot of options. Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right. So I mean, you've given so much advice already here for people to follow, and I can just give the advice to follow definitely you on Twitter and on socials, because there's so much in the content you put out. And you also, for the people listening that are new to Web3 NFTs, I highly recommend the email series 30 days of NFTs, where you get for 30 days one mail a day, and it's great stuff. But if you now could just give one advice for people to can be everything, can be like for Web3, for AI, for life, general advice. What would you recommend people to do, or what would you give as advice? What would your billboard say?
I think the most important thing in life these days is to have an open mind and be adaptable to whatever the future brings. We live in such uncertain times that we don't know where the world is going to be in a few years, where AI is going, where blockchain is going. It's hard to... And so I guess the advice would be just... just keep an open mind, I guess. It's not strictly advice, it's just... maybe it is. It's like, just keep an open mind and be adaptable to whatever might come.
I think it is brilliant. It's so much zen. I love it, especially in this times. I mean, we're struggling like a lot, and things are moving so fast. And I think it's brilliant advice. Yeah. So, man, thank you so much for coming on the show, for all this advice. And as I said, we're putting all the links in the show notes. So everyone that's not in or who's not in ZenAcademy, please join. And
thank you so much
I wish you a wonderful Christmas time. Hopefully you have some days off, can relax a bit, and then we start again in the next year.
Hit the ground running. Yeah, appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas and New Year's too.
Thank you. Peace and out. Bye bye.
Du kennst das bereits, dieser Podcast dient der Information, der Inspiration, der Weiterbildung, ein wenig der Unterhaltung, aber es ist keine Finanzberatung. Das Einzige, wo ich dich beraten kann, ist zu deinen Podcast-Einstellungen. Wenn du jetzt in Spotify oder Apple, iTunes, wo auch immer du diesen Podcast hörst, in die Einstellung gehst, kannst du den Podcast direkt abonnieren und verpasst keine Folge mehr. Außerdem freue ich mich riesig, wirklich riesig über Bewertungen. Das heißt, lass mir gerne eine Bewertung da und schau auch unbedingt in den Shownotes vorbei. Hier findest du zum einen den Discord-Server von Ben und mir, die NFTs Lounge, wo wir uns in einer kleinen und feinen Community zum Thema NFTs austauschen. Ansonsten hören wir uns in der nächsten Folge. Bis dahin, peace and out.